tried to show you some things yesterday and it wasn't working because I couldn't find the papers that were on my desk somewhere. They were clear at the other end. That's why I couldn't find them. Someone moved them. My husband or my children who like to homeschool. Like they like to do their work like right next to me and then they make a mess. All right. So it might be backwards to you, but I'm going to share it anyway. So this comes in the workbook. I actually changed it. So you do have 3. And inside the library, when you pay the $47 to get access to the library, you're going to have the single sheet, or you're going to be able to do like all of the, like, so there's a workbook that has all of them. You pulled over, just got gas. Okay, gotcha. So you have the whole workbook, but then I also thought it might be helpful for those of you who are not super tech savvy and know how to print one specific page. I thought it might be helpful for you if I just had this as a one-off, like it's just this page. You print it out. So if you, however you need to do it, you can print as many as you want. The goal is for me personally, I would do like, here's my goal. And then week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, like there's 12 of these, or there should be if I counted right. And so this would be like my high priority thing, the high priority things, the critical tasks that have to be done to move the needle towards your goal each week. All right. So then if you wanted to, you would take like, okay, so week 1, this is the main goal. Well, then you're going to break that week up with, okay, well, what do I need to do if I want to do this within the end of the week? This is where we get stuck often. Maybe it's just me. I do have ADHD. I have no idea, like something that I think is going to take 20 minutes or an hour. I sit down to do, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I need to figure out what the name of this thing is going to be. Then I'm going to have to figure out the content of it. Then I'm going to need to make graphics. Also, side note, notice I didn't say graphics first. That used to be what I did. And then I'd sit there like, what do I want to talk about? Start with what you want to talk about, and then create the document of what you want to talk about, and then use that information to create the graphics. So many times we do it backwards because the shiny thing is making cute graphics and making it look pretty. But don't skip the most important thing, because you will later be able to repurpose. I'm already coaching. I can't help it. You'll be able to repurpose that content. So if you, and this is for those of you who are wanting to use social media to really build that like no trust factor, build your authority, because if you want to coach or create a nonprofit, you're going to need to like start educating people. You're going to want to start for the love. Number 1, can we just change profile pictures to your face? Let's start there, because you're hiding. You may not be. You may not be doing it on purpose, but when your Facebook profile photo, and this is for your personal page too, if you don't have a business page yet, but your personal page and your business page, unless you are a big brand like Nike that's already known for your brand, you should have your face as your profile picture, not your cat, not your kid, not your favorite cartoon, none of that. You need your face. If you don't have any good branding photo, like, headshots or whatever, you might be like, but Melissa, I don't have any headshots. Listen, I'm going to give you a really quick tip right now. Okay. I want you to go put on a little makeup, maybe put a little darker, because, you're going to get washed out a little bit when you take the photo. So do your makeup and put maybe a little bit of a bolder look, and do whatever you want to do with your hair to make it look, so you can feel good about it. And then go stand in front of a window. You want to face the window. So the light from the window hits you. So many times we take a photo in front of the window with our back to the window. No, you want to face the window and put your phone on video mode, and leave your phone, like, prop it up if you can. Worst case scenario, you can totally, do this. Where's my phone? Can I not bring my phone? Oh yeah. So, worst case scenario, you can totally like do it this way, but if you can, prop it up so that nobody really sees that you are taking a selfie. And then I just turn it on video mode so I can take and do several shots. So you can do a leaning in like, you can do whatever. Practice. It's a video. You don't have to show everyone the video, but then you can see like, well, what looks do I like? Does this look better? Does this look better? I actually bought a course on how to take good photos. That's available. And then I also shared some of the information. Obviously, like you got a whole lot more, but in the Success Lounge intensive, like I took them through the process that I had learned to like, shoulders back, tongue on the roof of your mouth. And it's like, if it bends, bend it. That's a big one. Shoulders stand up straight, shoulders back, but then like you got to relax a little bit so you don't look like a stick. All those things, like Google it. You can find like watch YouTube videos if you don't have the money to buy the course that I bought. And you're not in the Success Lounge or planning on I don't want you to wait. Okay, just go to Google, go to YouTube, find how to take a good headshot. And then use my trick that I learned from Chalene Johnson of the Marketing Impact Academy. And she will say, like, she's the one that said, like, just turn it on video and then go through and like pause it and kind of just move your finger through so you can see the different looks and then screenshot it. Boom. It's better than your cat. Okay. It's better than your cat. So Nikki, I see a good headshot there. And Karen, good headshot there. Jennifer, I'm pretty sure you just got married. So I'm going to give you a pass with you and your husband because you just got married. I'll give you a pass on that one. Okay. But most likely it's better if it's just you. It doesn't have to be as you get established for your personal page. But in the beginning, it really, really helps. Okay. Wendy, she got hers done. So, and I know Nikki, she actually used my trick. Lighting matters, doesn't it, Nikki? She was part of the intensive that I did. And I thought she was going to kill me because I brought all the lights. I brought my big ring lights, the little ring lights. I took the light and like shined. I mean, I was like her personal photog person, personal assistant. Yes. Canva is gold to edit an image. Absolutely. There's also, okay. I'm going to talk about this and it is kind of controversial. And so you got to do you. Okay. So hear me when I say that. You have to do you. If you do not feel confident or you have a blemish or whatever, or your teeth aren't that white, which by the way, I've been using a teeth whitening Lumino, I think is the name of it. It's a natural toothpaste that whitens your teeth. And then I also get the strips from them. Anyways, but for the record, I hate my teeth, like hate them. I used to never show my teeth until someone said that when you don't show your teeth, it looks like you're hiding something. And I was like, well, yeah, I'm hiding my teeth because I hate them. But the funny thing is, like when I went and had my professional photos done, and then I was asking some people their opinions on them, they were like, your smile is what attracts people to you. Like the enemy tried to rob that from me. Okay. Do you see that? Like the enemy did not want me to smile the way I would normally smile. Like I was so insecure over my smile because I hate my teeth. And yes, I would like braces, but do I want to go through all that work? No. No. So right now they're just going to stay like they are because I hate the dentist that much. Okay. It's like, do I want perfect teeth or which is more a priority? The fear of the dentist and getting over that, or perfect teeth? Like, one thing at a time, right, guys? And so all that to say, there is an app that a lot of people use, and I'm going to tell you about it because I did not realize that people use this. I'm giving you all the tricks. But when I was learning from a few people, they use it, and part of me is like I felt like it was fake. I really struggled with that because I pride myself on being real. And you can be real, but with good lighting. Sometimes we don't have good lighting. And so you don't want to completely change the look of your face and all of that. You don't want to be so smooth that people are like, I mean, it's very obvious. You know what I'm saying, right? Because there's some people that do way too much editing on their faces for their profile picture. So like you can, with everything, a little bit is not going to hurt, but don't take it to the extreme. But the one app that I tried, because once I realized that so-and-so used this app and it was okay for them, and she kind of showed us the difference. She's the same person. The only difference is lighting. It's like when you go to get your professional photos taken, like when a professional takes your photos, they do some editing. I don't know if you knew that, but they do. So, unless maybe you specify you don't, or they're just a crappy photographer. I don't know. But most of them are doing a little bit of editing. They're changing the lighting. They're doing those little subtle things to make the photo better so that you stand out, you look your best. And so I'm going to tell you about that app. So number one, I started using Lightroom. I do presets for my Instagram now. I love them. It's stupid. You don't need to start there. But the one thing that I would definitely consider is the app I use, I think it's called Airbrush. And I don't use it a lot, but every once in a while, I will just touch up the photo. It's called Airbrush. So it just kind of smooths and lightens, okay? And so you can do a little bit of that. If it's going to make you so you can show up until your confidence is there, do it. No shame, okay? No shame. Like this right here, the one thing that I really cannot stand about StreamYard is they don't have any of the softening filters that I have through Zoom. And so this is me. When I have good lighting, sometimes it looks better, sometimes it don't. It is what it is. We all have our insecurities, and you aren't the only one that has them. Don't let that hold you back. I don't know who needs to hear that because none of that was in my plan for today. But there you go. There you go. And then if you have a background, Canva Pro, you can take the background out. I think there's some other apps, but I have spent a lot of money on a lot of stupid things, and Canva Pro, that version was well worth every penny of it for as much as I use it. And so Canva Pro, if you're already using it, you can remove the background from your photos. So if I wanted to take my photo here, but my background is messy, I can take out the background, add white. I can show you some changes later if you guys are interested. I don't want to bore you with that if that is nothing that you want to talk about. So today is all about you guys though. So if you are here and want help, this is free coaching, y'all. Whether you pay me or you don't pay me, today is for you. I want you to do what you can do to move forward, regardless if you officially join the Breakthrough Challenge, which is a minimum of $47, a one-time fee. If you don't have $47, I hope you set a goal so $47 will not hold you back ever again, because that it is well worth $47. You can go back to day 4 when I kind of share some ideas for you. But again, like this is all about being intentional. I've been so worried about my teeth, hair, and age spots. Yeah. And like part of me is ashamed that I'm that insecure and vain over my stuff, but it's real and we all have them. It doesn't matter who you are. And if you look at the supermodels, like when they're on that front cover of the magazine, there's some touch-ups, okay? I don't think that you need to touch up things so that it doesn't look like you anymore. Again, like you can go to the extreme. I'm getting off the soapbox, but I just want to give you permission that if you need to do something so that you will show up, just do it. That's my goal, getting more income streams. So when I lose one, I have something to fall back on. Amen. You should have 7 streams of income if you really want to build wealth. That does not mean 7 direct sales businesses, because that's the first thing that I think a lot of people, they're like, oh, I know direct sales, I'm good at it. That's safe. I want to help you build additional streams of income that are not all solely related to someone else dictating what you can do, what you can't do. Like, I want you to have something that you can be fully in control over. Okay. Now, in the meantime, one direct sales business that you focus on and maybe some affiliate stuff, great. But if you were working with me, I would strongly encourage you not to do multiple direct sales businesses without focusing on some of those other things as well. You need true passive income. I have a whole course on passive income. That means you do something once and it lives forever. Okay. And it makes you money literally when you sleep. So many times, like that was the one thing I remember hearing a lot in direct sales. And I think I bought it for a long time until I really started thinking about it. And it's like, oh, well, I get paid when I sleep. Yes. But if you stop talking about it, do you have automation set up so that you're still gonna get purchases when you stop talking about it? Or if life happens and you can't do a lot of the work, will you get canceled if you have to hit pause and I'm done with that topic. It's not the same. There is ways that you can do it and really have the systems built, but so many times we don't even recognize that the systems need to be built. And so that I love helping people teach systems. For the record, I was terrible at systems. I'm still not the best at systems. So if I can do it, you can do it too. But when you're working with someone one-on-one, or even in a group coaching aspect, like you can work on systems to get them in place. Example, hold on. I talk about a long form content. Did a whole masterclass for long form content in the Success Lounge. And long form content is either a blog, it is a podcast, a YouTube channel, using Pinterest. Those are all long form content. Like Pinterest really is like a way to you pin what you're doing on your blog, YouTube, or your podcast. And then, like example, so my podcast will have little mini commercials in them that say, hey, if you're looking for a one-on-one coach, this is what I do. I would love to work with you, blah, blah, blah. I record it one time. I tell my podcast editor, like, these are the ones that I want to, like, this message to go with. My opt-ins, all of that will be like, hey, if you're interested in this opt-in, or I'm talking about it, and so it's somewhat automated. Now, granted, I have to continue doing the podcast and talking about the podcast, but that's my passion. I want to do that anyway, right? And so it's just about getting intentional, taking a step back, looking at the big picture and where you want to go. And I want it to be sustainable for you. Long form content, lasts a whole lot longer than that Facebook post that you're sweating over there. Now, start where you are. And if a Facebook post is where you can start, that's where I started. No shame, because it's easier to start with what you know than learn something new, depending on your frame of mind. For me, I didn't have time to learn something new. I had to eliminate a whole lot of stuff before I could get to where I had the time to learn something new. It's taken me years to get this podcast up and running because I had to learn a whole lot of new things. But it's finally here. Did I put everything off and not launch my business or, do all the things that I'm doing or not make money until I had the podcast launched? No, the podcast still isn't launched, but I've showed up with how I know. I've been working with what I know. Okay. And then I learn as I go. So do you know what your goal is for this breakthrough challenge? My goal is for you to have knowledge of what you want to do in the next 12 weeks before the end of today. Okay. You don't have to have all the steps figured out. You just need to have a ballpark idea. I want to focus on having more peace in my life. I want to declutter my home. I want to save money. I want to pay off debt. I want to launch my podcast. I want to start building a brand. It can be as simple as that for now, because we will work through that together to help you kind of specify it, right? We want SMART goals. So I want to help you do that. But by today, I really want you to have an idea. Even better if you have a specific goal. A SMART goal. We talked about that yesterday in day 4. Okay. So, again, this is the sheet. This is for your action plan. All right. When you join the Breakthrough Challenge, you're going to get access to a workbook that you can print. I print it 2 to a page because I wanted to save paper. And for the most part, for this, I think you definitely want a whole page. But for the grading sheets, which you probably don't know about because I don't think I've talked about yet, you don't have to have that. So again, this is the workbook, and I'm going to show you the pages in here. The goal is each week you grade yourself. Okay, so here's an example. Goal 1. I did split it up differently this time. So if you've done the Breakthrough Challenge in the past, you're going to see a difference here, because I know that when you grade yourself based on all 3 goals, you might have a lower grade. And so I want you to grade yourself based on your goals. Remember, no more than 3 goals. If you're doing this for free and you're not going to be utilizing me whatsoever, I would recommend 1 goal. No more than 1, but at least 1, right? And then if you're going to do at least the gold level partnering with me for the $47, you can do 2 goals easily, I think, possibly 3, but 3 I feel like is very doable depending on what your goals are. If you're doing the platinum version where you're going to have Voxer access, you're going to be talking to me on a regular basis so I can help you. But 2 goals, 1, professional or towards that dream, and 1 that I would say a little bit more relational. Having fun with your family is a really good one, that, or having fun, period. Taking care of yourself is a really good one. Something that isn't so future driven in a way that, it is future driven, but it's the things that you're going to it's based on your priorities. That's what I'm trying to say. I would recommend 1 based on your priorities, 1 towards where you're wanting to go. Okay. Because what happens is we are overachievers and ambitious. And before we know it, if we're not careful, we start neglecting our main priorities because we're so hyper-focused on doing this thing over here. Right? Anyone else? Just me? Okay. So each week you're going to grade yourself and give yourself a score of 1 to 5. Some other things that you can do, and I would recommend, is like kind of journal. There's not room for it necessarily on here. Technically, if you write small, you can probably fit it in. But like ask yourself, like, what worked well? What didn't? Reflect on it. So many times when we're on autopilot, we're just checking the box. Done, done, done. We're not freaking robots, people. Okay. Think about it. Like, what went well? What didn't? What got in your way? What did you kill on? Like, celebrate those little milestones. It's okay to celebrate them. Okay. So give yourself a pat on the back and be like, I did it. And the goal is that if you are ranking yourself 4 or a 5 weekly, you should hit your goal, or come really, really close, and you should be good on your goal by week 12. Okay. You should conquer it. By week 7, you should start seeing results. If you are not seeing results by week 7, we may need to look at your plan, because I think sometimes, especially if you're not working with some, I hate tooting my own horn, but it's just the truth. If you're doing this on your own, you sometimes don't know what to do. And if you don't know what to do and you're trying to do what you think you might need to do, you don't know that it's not working, right? And so again, like when you're working with someone, like if you're working with me and you're saying, well, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to very clearly be like, no. I will be able to tell you by week 2 what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing, and if you're going to make progress, unless you're lying to me. And if you're going to lie about it, then transparency and vulnerability are 2 of my core values, because if I'm going to help you, we're going to get real, and you're going to have to tell me everything. You can't hold anything back. You can't pretend like everything's good when your house is on fire. And so many times, like, we don't want to share that part of what's going on. And we're like, yeah, I'm doing all the work. Well, if you're doing the work and you're doing what I know will work, there's a crack, and we got to figure out what the crack is. Or there's not a crack and you're just saying you're doing it when you're not, and that's not going to help me. When will the group coaching sessions be held during the 12 weeks? Okay, so great question. I wrote them out. I think I posted them somewhere, but I'm going to tell you again. Okay, so November 2nd. And in the, like, I'm going to give you all the dates now, but I'm also going to let you know that they are available. You don't have to write it down if you're planning on doing the program. They're already in there. They're written in there. You're going to be reminded. You're going to get email reminders, all the things. So November 2nd at noon Eastern time. November 9th, there's going to be laser coaching. I think it's going to be November 9th. I can't remember what I ended up deciding. November 10th, I think. November 10th is going to be laser coaching inside the group. So it actually will be for everyone, even if you cannot do the $47, although I hope you will. November 30th at noon, December 14th at 1:15. This is the only one that will be at 1:15. These are all Eastern time. That time zone. January 4th, noon, January 18th, noon. Notice that week 1 and 2, there's group coaching, because that is where you're going to get stuck the most. You've got to build momentum. You got to kind of figure out, like, okay, all these things are going to be hitting you, and you're going to, it's like you're trying to swim in rough waters. That's when you're going to need my help the most. Therefore, I want to be there for you during that time the most. So week 1 and 2, like, I want to make sure that I have, like, we're in conversations. Even if you do gold, platinum, you're going to get weekly check-ins from me. So let's see. One of my goals is to do the back burner things. I gave myself the week of December 26th to January 1st off from this goal, because the kids will be home, and I know that will be a week I get less done. Yes, that's the other part. We have 2 holidays in here. We have Thanksgiving and Christmas. So if you have Thanksgiving and Christmas in here and you know that you're going to be visiting, like you're going to have 5 different Thanksgiving dinners throughout the week or 5 different Christmas visit things or, you know, all that, like you schedule that time off. Or think about the things that you must get done and schedule less. So just know that when it comes to this challenge, and we will definitely, when we are building out your task list, I want to help you. Also, you should know that for the group coaching sessions, I actually created a form so that if you cannot join live, you click the form and you can fill out questions and do that within 24 hours, I think. Needs to be within 24 hours of, no, that I'm saying it wrong. You have to basically do it. How do I say that? Why did my brain just go blank? I need 24 hours before the group coaching session to look at it. That's what I'm saying. So I don't miss it. And I have a chance to look over it before we get into the group coaching session. I also want you to know that group coaching, like you ask anyone that group coaches with me, like you get time. I make sure you have time. If it goes over a little bit, I will go over because I want to get to every single one of you. That's the perk of it being a small, intimate group. As my brand grows, the podcast hopefully is going to be getting a whole group of people that I don't know yet. So as my audience builds and more people say yes to these things, like I can't promise that's always going to be the case because I don't have that much time. But for a small, intimate group, like I'm going to make sure that I take time for every single person who wants to talk and needs help with their thing. So if you fill out the form and you're like, this is where I'm at, and the questions are kind of prompts. So sometimes you might be like, I need to be on group coaching, but I can't make it. And I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm at. Like the questions that you fill out in the form, tell me where you're at so I can help you, even if you don't even know where to start or what to say. You understand that? There's also a room, like one of the things that I will do on group coaching is look at your copy, look at, like, I'll do a little quick audit and be like, I would change this, or I would change this. You can see with Nikki, if you're participating in, I think day 2, she actually shared in there. I looked at her podcast and I wanted to share an episode and I wanted to listen to it, make sure I liked it, and then share the episode. And her topic or her titles for her podcast were very analytical, and it was more about the person versus like what it's about. And so I like, that was some information I could give her, but I wouldn't have known that if I wouldn't have went to look. So you ask me, I will go look at your stuff. I've looked at email copy. I've looked at opt-ins. I've looked at the actual freebie PDFs. I will show you what to do in Canva. I will show you what to do when you're building that email list. I will show you what to do if you need to build a link tree. I will do and like hold your hand through that and even show you the tech stuff if you need it. And so that is even in the form. So if that's something you're looking for, you can, I will help you with that, even if you can't be on, so you can watch the replay. Okay. Now I want to see if I can figure this out. Yes. Share screen. Okay. This isn't what I was going to show you, but let's see if I can make this bigger. That's not even what I was going to show you. But if I can get this, okay, hold on. Yeah. So this is my website /login. Okay, so you're going to be able to go in here, see where it says 12 weeks to success breakthrough. This one is getting a name change and a completely, it's getting an overhaul. So, and these are all for purchase. So the Success Lounge, I'm going to kind of show you this one because this one is not completely done. It might let me see it. Let's see. You don't have permission to access that page. Okay, I haven't given it to myself yet. We're going to go to the Success Lounge membership. So when you go to the...
Hello, friend.
This will get an overhaul eventually because I hate that I have this video right there. Anyway, so this is the Success Lounge Master or the Success Lounge membership library. I feel like so many times, like when I say the library, a lot of people think, oh, well, I don't want to be on Facebook. It's all on Facebook. It is not on Facebook. I pay a lot of money for it not to be on Facebook. And so I want you to see this. So it will be similar for the Breakthrough Challenge. Okay, so you're going to have access to this. The beauty of this is you actually have access to it through your phone as well. So if you download the Kajabi app, and you put in your email address, it's gonna give you this. So then you can go and do it from your phone anytime you want. So under monthly comment, you can see like everything that we do is in here. Email Marketing Masterclass, The Power of Consistency, Beyond the Vision, Faith Blockers Masterclass, Social Selling. I started like this was a different VA and I kind of changed these. So now I just let my face be it instead of making all these graphics for it. But it makes it super, super easy for you to find. I was hoping that it would let me take you to the other one. Hold on, let me see if I can get back to it. Let me see if, hold on. Okay, I'm going to try to show you. I'm doing this on the fly, guys. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the back end. It's not completely done yet. I still have to finish it this weekend, but it's going to give you an idea of what it will look like. Let's hit. So see, it's not all on brand yet, but this is, you will have welcome to the 12 weeks, tells you what to do, group coaching dates, links for Zooms, determine the goal. This is different from the last Breakthrough Challenge because we didn't utilize this. So I will utilize some of the videos that I did last time. So you get like those videos all here, replay of the 12-week year goal strategy. This is the class that I did last year. And then the 12 weeks to success strategy in steps. Let me take you, I don't think I have that shown yet. Yeah, I don't know why it's not showing these. Oh, because I don't have them published yet. So you can kind of see the ideas here. Can you guys see this? Like, is it hard to see? You let me know. But I'm going to talk you through knowing the vision, assess the vision. Everyone learns differently. Like these kind of things are super painful for me to even create and to learn like this. I just need to do like a 1 hour, get it all done. I will write my notes, done. Some of you learn better with like these little tiny bite-sized pieces. They hurt my brain so badly, but I'm willing to do this for you. Okay. So I will have like little things in here where it'll have a little video. It'll tell you a little bit. I also give you Cliff Note versions. So example, look at this right here. Oh no, that's not the one. It's this one. No, hold on. This one. Look, I give you my notes. So if you're a reader, you can start with this. Okay. How cool is that? Because sometimes we all learn differently. So I can't do all of them, but I try my best to help you as much as I possibly can. But this section is really for those people. Like I would never use this section. Okay. Just know that. So if you are like, I'm so overwhelmed, this is too much information. it's not that much information. It's based on how you learn. And so this really is like for those people who just need this little step first, then this little step, or you just want to go back and do this step again because you need a refresher instead of listening to the whole hour-long masterclass or whatever. And then I'm going to, whoops, I keep hitting the wrong button. This, like I'm going to give you these little connecting with you pep talks. So you're going to have this little video, and my goal is for these to drip. So it's going to remind you or overwhelm you. I'm still working on deciding how that's going to work. But it'll be like just a little pep talk to be like, hey, this is week 1. Where are you at? What you doing, girl? And then this is not the accountability piece. The accountability piece, like I'm going to be on my phone sending you a Facebook message or through Voxer, which is my preferred method. So if you do platinum, like you're going to hear from me every single week. Hey, how are you doing? What's going on? Where are you? What's your goal for the week? I'm doing that for you one-on-one. But if you aren't doing that, you're going to get a little bit of that here. It's not going to be the same, but I'm going to do my best to help you because I don't want that to hold you back. Okay. Is that helpful, or did that just make it so much more confusing and overwhelming? My mission is to do whatever I can to help you break through and actually get to a better place with your goals. Also, Karen, let's just talk about this for a minute. You are showing up on Instagram. I've been seeing your face. I love that. I love that you are now using your voice. Well done. I also would listen. I'm just going to say it. Like, I'm not coaching with you one-on-one, or like you're not in the Success Lounge. So like, I don't know your story and all of the things and how you work, but one of the things in how we self-sabotage is trying to do too much at one time. So, every time, like TikTok has lasted longer than I thought it would. But so many times, we have like, oh, you need to be over here on TikTok. You need to be over here on what was one, like Playground or something like that. Like there's all these different, remember when like they tried to get us to use Snapchat to sell things? Like there's all of these different social media platforms. And if you can show up all of those places well, great. But a lot of the times I say before you add on another social media platform, although I do recommend 2, I would start perfecting what you're already doing. I actually was just in a one-on-one conversation with someone in the Success Lounge, and she's seeing huge success right now. And she's like, should I do this now? Should I do this now? Should I do this now? She's already thinking of that next thing. And I told her like what I would do before I start adding on that next thing. Yes, I love that we're ambitious and we're thinking that far, like what's that next thing? But let's work on perfecting and make sure there's no cracks in what we're already doing. So now if you're only like you are just making the reels once and posting them 2 places, and that's how you're using TikTok, but I would not be spending, or Instagram, I don't know, vice versa, doesn't matter. Like I'm just talking about platforms in general, not specifically Karen here. But by the way, I just want to apologize to you for all of the people that talk about Karens now, and your name is actually Karen. Can we just have a moment for her right now? Because that's not cool. Tammy, one of our Success Lounge members and one of my one-on-one coaching clients, she, her name is Tammy, and she always says, like, when they're talking about like spam, they always call it a spammy Tammy. And my husband's coming in for a job interview. How am I doing on time? I got. I'm almost done. 7 minutes. Hey, will you go make my drink for me?
I want to write something down.
Okay, well, you can do that in a minute.
Oh my gosh.
I love you.
Where's your freaking cup?
Oh, inside. I'm on a wife. They hear how you're talking to me. I love him. He just went and had Mexican, okay? And I'm over here working, though he has been working too. he's getting ready to have a job interview and needs my computer, which is why I had to do my thing at 11:30 or at 11:30 instead of noon, because he needs to use my computer because this background is better than his background. Okay, so any other questions? Is that help? Like, am I helping you? Did I help you today at all? Yes, I hope I did. Definitely reach back. This is technically the officially the last day of the workshop. This weekend, I'm going to meet up with one of my one-on-one coaching clients and Success Lounge members because she volunteered to help me plan my entire next year because she thought she could learn from doing that. And so I might go live with her. She doesn't know it yet, but I might go live with her and just kind of chat with you guys a little bit more on this if I have time tonight. But again, I just want you to join the Breakthrough Challenge. Spend at least the $47. $47 is the gold. Platinum, I think it's $197. Again, it's a one-time fee. Okay, you pay $47 for 12 weeks. Okay, that's a steal. And I guarantee you, once I have this whole course built the way I want it, it ain't going to be $47 anymore. Okay, it won't be. But for right now, I can do $47. And so I want to offer that to you. I know how much it's worth, but I really just want this to be in your hands and I want this to be affordable. And for me, $47, you can figure out a way to come up with $47. Okay, sell something in your closet if you have to, preferably not a kid. So with the 47, we get the course you showed. The last one I showed, the 12-week Success to Success Breakthrough Challenge. Yes. The Success Lounge is the first one that I showed. You don't get that with the $47 purchase. You will have an opportunity to get it at a discount later if you want to, but you won't get that. You won't get the Success Lounge for that price, but you do get group coaching and me kind of trying to coach you through it through the group level. Okay. Platinum, again, I think is like $197. I can't remember. And I don't think I wrote it down on this paper. I am feeling super nauseous all of a sudden. I hadn't ate breakfast, nor did I do my protein shake today because I stayed up way too late last night and I'm leaving today and I was packing and doing all the things. So I'm going to have to go and see if you guys, I forgot to move it close to me again. Dang it. I did listen back to some of it, and it is a huge difference when my microphone is here versus all the way back. I know the protein, it is part of my morning routine that I'm working really hard on because it is the first thing I let go when it's a crazy morning. So I also, I wanted to read you something. I'm going to read it while he's not in here. So today I was reading my Bible, and this is gonna be just a little pep talk, real talk with you. And then I'm gonna read this bit of scripture here because I just feel like I was supposed to read it to you. But I want to tell you, so part of my morning routine is the protein and reading my Bible. I skipped the protein this morning, but I did get in reading my Bible. And right now I'm currently not doing a specific thing. And today I could hear the enemy kind of creeping in and being like, oh, well, you're not doing a specific thing. You may as well not bother. And that's not true. Something is always better than nothing. And so I just opened up my Bible and I was going to like go to a different section that I was thinking I might want to read. But, this section caught my attention. And so I was like, okay, I'm just going to read this part. So it is Luke 23. And as I was reading it, like this was enough for me today. Okay. So many times if it doesn't look perfect, we don't want to start. We don't want to do the thing, do it, even if it's not perfect. And because of that, I'm going to read this because I feel like someone else needs to hear this as well. Okay, I didn't have a whole lot of time to do like the commentary, compare. I even feel a little intimidated sharing this with you because I'm not a Bible scholar. I didn't grow up in church, but I love Jesus. Okay. So do your own research, get your own Bible out, pray about what I'm going to say. So it's not me that you're hearing, but God. And if you have a Bible commentary, look it up. Okay. So Luke chapter 23, I feel the snottiness. I'm going to start at verse 13. So this is right before the people yell for Jesus to be crucified. Okay, so he's been arrested. Judas has already kind of turned his back on Jesus and all that. He's been arrested, and he went to, like, Pilate had went to Herod and had said that, I don't like it. It's technically Herod's jurisdiction. So you do something with him. Like, Pilate seems like he doesn't want to get his hands dirty and he doesn't want to mess with this. And I know I've heard a lot of different preachers talk about this differently, which is why it makes me a little nervous to talk about it. But I'm just going to tell you, like, what I was feeling right now. Okay. So Pilate is like, here you go, Herod. This guy is yours. Well, Herod dresses him up, makes fun of him, does all kinds of stuff like that, and then sends him back to Pilate. And Pilate still is like, well, I sent him to Herod, and Herod doesn't see anything wrong with him either. I mean, he did make fun of him and everything. But so, like, what am I supposed to do with him? Let's let him go. Okay. Let's punish him and let him go. And so with all that, I am now going to start at Luke 23, verse 13. Pilate called together the chief priests, the rulers, and the people, and said to them, "You brought me this man as one who is inciting the people to rebellion. I have examined him in your presence and have found no basis for your charges against him. Neither has Herod, for he sent him back to us. As you can see, he has done nothing to deserve death. Therefore, I will punish him and then release him." With one voice, they cried out, "Away with this man! Release Barabbas to us." Barabbas had been thrown into prison for an insurrection in the city and for murder. Okay, like he killed somebody, at least one person. Wanting to release Jesus, Pilate appealed to them again, but they kept shouting, "Crucify him, crucify him." For the third time, he spoke to them. And I think it's interesting, third time, that 3, it's interesting. For the third time, he spoke to them. "Why? What crime has this man committed? I have found in him no grounds for the death penalty. Therefore, I will have him punished and then release him." But with loud shouts, they insistently demanded that he be crucified, and their shouts prevailed. So Pilate decided to grant their demand. He released the man who had been thrown into prison for insurrection and murder, the one they asked for, and surrendered Jesus to their will. So they did something. I remember hearing this, like, historically, like, they let one person go. And so Pilate, which I'm like, is that how you say his name? I feel like it is. I think, hey, can you just answer this and make sure it's not Jessica? Go in the other room real quick. Go out there. Just make sure it's not Jessica. It's probably a spam call, but I just want to make sure. Anyways. Okay. It was going in my ear. And so I was like, do you have it? Okay. So anyways, they let go the one that caused murder and crucified Jesus. And what struck me in this so much again today was the fact that God sent Jesus, like, God knew this was going to happen, right? This is part of his plan. Not Jessica. God sent Jesus to die for our sins, right? And he knew this was going to happen. And the people were at their worst. They were like, they hated Jesus, hated him, was saying so many terrible things, and like was willing to let a murderer go. And to crucify Jesus, who technically didn't do anything, right? Like, he loved people. But he was not they detested him. And so they crucified Jesus, and yet even in that, Jesus was willing to die on the cross for their sins. Do you recognize how powerful that is? And again, I'm not a preacher. I don't know the Bible all that well. I'm learning the Bible, but I just he sent his son to die for us so that we could live in eternity with him. And yet, I could go on, and I haven't really had time to really process this. And so I was really nervous to even talk about it because I haven't been able to completely process it again and collect my thoughts. This is all just kind of off the cuff. But if Jesus is willing, I know we're not Jesus. I'm not saying we're Jesus, but if Jesus was willing to die for people that were crucify him, they hated him, was so disgusted, but he loved them, and he calls us to love them. I think we need to start being a little bit more mindful and intentional on how we treat people that don't believe like we believe. That is one of the big ahas that just was a quick reminder, because so many times when people we want to love the people that believe like us or act like us, and that's not what Jesus teaches. You don't have to accept the behavior, or that's not the right word. You don't have to agree with the behavior to love somebody, okay? You don't have to be yes, you are completely in the right and you should be doing this, blah, 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 blah. We can go, people can act like heathens and you can still love them. Create boundaries, yes, but you can still love them. And so I just think that we do not do a good job today as Christians of being the hands and feet of Jesus to a lost world. And Jesus died for the lost world. He knew we were going to screw up, and yet he still died for us. And so I don't know who needs to hear that today, but if you don't have a relationship with Jesus, reach out to me, because Jesus has changed my life. And I may have first accepted Jesus because I didn't want to go to hell, but today I live for Jesus. And it's about so much more than just being okay, well, when I die, I'm not going to go to hell. It's about the peace and the freedom I can have today while still living here on this earth in this fallen world. The freedom and peace that has come because every single day I intentionally try to walk with Jesus, am mindful and intentional, or try to be in what I'm doing to live in his will. So again, that's a lot. I don't even know if any of that makes sense, but I felt like God wanted me to share it, so I'm going to share it. Okay, that's it. If you have questions about the Breakthrough Challenge, definitely let me know. If you are a believer, but you're I want what you have, Melissa, maybe you should set a goal to grow your faith. And if that's the case, then there are some things that you can do. Do you read your Bible? Do you go to church? Do you need to go to church to have a strong relationship with Jesus? I think you can have a relationship with Jesus and not go to church, but you need the church as much as the church needs you. So anyway, that's a lot of rabbit trails. Have a great day, guys. I hope you have a good weekend. And if all goes well, I'll probably see you again.